There is something intimate about the way technology exists in our lives now. A screen wakes when you touch it. A system remembers your name, your preferences, your location. The interface feels familiar before you fully understand it. It sits close. It feels personal. So personal that its presence seems natural, almost intentional. And yet we rarely stop to ask where that sense of closeness actually came from. The systems we use every day, the networks that connect, the interfaces that respond, the structures that store, retrieve, and predict were never designed with individuals in mind. They were built decades ago to solve a completely different kind of problem, problems of scale, problems of distance, problems of coordination across time, geography, and uncertainty. These systems were created when institutions needed to process more information than any group of humans could manage alone. When they needed consistency, reliability, control under pressure, they were tools for organizations, for militaries managing global logistics, for intelligence agencies coordinating surveillance across continents, for research institutions modeling outcomes too complex to calculate by hand. The goal was never expression, it was never identity, it was control at scale. What these systems did best was coordinate. They standardized formats so information could move without distortion. They created protocols so distant operators could function as a single machine. They built redundancy so failure in one place would not collapse everything. They automated predictions so future states could be anticipated before they arrived. This was not technology for connection in a human sense. It was technology for synchronization, for making something massive understandable, for making something distributed behave as one. The architecture reflected this logic: centralized processing, hierarchical access, interfaces that showed only what a specific role needed to see. The individual operator was never the subject. They were a component. The system did not know who they were. It only knew what they were supposed to do. These systems did not enter civilian life through reinvention. They entered through migration. What worked for institutions worked too well to stay contained. The same networks that coordinated military communication began carrying commercial data. The same interfaces designed for satellite operators moved into offices, then homes. The same predictive models built for strategic planning were repurposed to model traffic, markets, and behavior. The transition was not philosophical, it was practical. What worked at scale worked everywhere, and because it worked, it spread. The original logic came with it, unchanged. Today we experience these systems as if they were made for us, as if the smartphone were designed to fit perfectly in one hand, as if the cloud were meant to hold personal memories, as if algorithms were built to understand individual taste. That feeling is not wrong, it is just incomplete. Familiarity hides origin. A system used daily begins to feel native. Its purpose blurs. What once coordinated organizations now coordinates personal schedules. What once monitored strategic threats now tracks movement, preference, association. What once required trained operators now responds to anyone, anywhere. But the recognition remains institutional. The system does not see people. It sees patterns, signals, probabilities, data points that align with categories and behaviors. It processes individuals the same way it was designed to process populations, efficiently, at scale. This is not a malfunction. This is the technology doing exactly what it was built to do. The architecture has not changed, only the context has. What was created for control at the institutional level now operates at the personal level. The same logic applies. The same structures remain. We carry the apparatus with us. We interact with it constantly. And because it responds, because it functions, we assume it understands. Understanding where something comes from does not change what it is, but it changes how we see it. The systems we live with were never meant to be personal. They were meant to be comprehensive, to see everything, manage everything, predict everything. The fact that they now sit in our pockets, our homes, and our most private moments does not mean they were designed for those spaces. It means those spaces are now part of the scale. This is not a warning, not a lesson, just context. The screen fades. The system continues, as it always has, as it was always meant to,